Producer is a powerful yet simple video production tool that lets you collaborate with presenters and easily create studio quality streaming events directly from your browser. With no software or fancy equipment to install, anyone can turn a standard webcast into an engaging, TV-like broadcast that will engage an audience. Hi, I'm David, one of the product designers of Producer. Today, I'll walk you through what you need to know about Producer to get started creating awesome viewer experiences. First, you'll need a Rev EVP account. This account will need to have event host access or higher. Once you're logged in, it's easy to create live events. First, click the Events tab at the top. Select Add Event. And enter the details of your event, including the title, start time, and lobby time. Scroll down and underneath Source, select Producer. Navigate further down and you'll see select a host and presenter. Host is another word for producer. Producers are in complete control of what the audience sees in the final stream. They also have host controls, including starting and stopping the broadcast. Presenters are the people who will be in the stream presenting, although producers are allowed to present as well. Presenters can communicate with producers to collaborate on the event, but we'll go more into that in a bit. Let's have one producer and one presenter. Since I'm creating the event, I'm added as a producer by default. And I'll add my good friend Jill as a presenter. Once you're happy with the event settings, scroll to the top and click Create. As soon as I click Create, my presenter Jill will receive an email inviting her to the event. Next, let's click Start Webcast. Although we selected Start Webcast, it's important to note that the event cannot be seen by our audience until we select Broadcast later on. Here's where you can configure your camera, microphone, and screen share for the event. You'll be able to change these later if needed. Here, you may be prompted to allow mic and camera access by your browser. Next, I'll turn on my camera and microphone down here at the bottom. And once this looks good, you can select Go Backstage. This is Producer. The interface is broken up into 4 key areas: the preview window, onstage window, production design panel, and backstage. The preview window is used for preparing your scenes before sending them live to your audience. Scenes are a combination of layouts, people, media, and backgrounds, all determined by you as a producer. Scenes get sent from the preview window to the onstage window with this button here. The onstage window is where the live video lives and is what the audience sees when broadcasting. As a producer, your main function will be setting up scenes in the preview window and then sending them to the onstage window for the audience to see. Next is our production design panel, which you can toggle open and close here. There, you'll find different parameters to personalize your scenes, including layouts, backgrounds, and banners. Items you select here will be reflected in your preview window only and will not affect the live broadcast until you want it to. At the bottom is the backstage. Backstage is where all producers and presenters of your event will appear. The backstage feature is my favorite feature of Producer because it turns the isolating role of a producer into a collaborative one. When people enter Producer, you'll be able to talk amongst each other backstage, just like a meeting on WebEx or Microsoft Teams. Now, let's flip over to my presenter Jill's screen share to see what she can see.
Since Dave invited me to be a presenter for the event, I received an email with the event details. Here it tells me everything I need to know, including start time and a button to join the event. I'll click that now. Here, I'm going to set up my camera and audio and select Go Backstage. I'm placed right into Producer where I can see Dave backstage with me. Here I can talk with Dave and other producers and presenters backstage. Hey Dave.
Hey Jill.
As a presenter, I can see the preview and onstage windows, but can't make any changes to it. This way, I can see what scenes are being built and what is already live in real time, making this an inclusive presenter experience. Let's flip over back to Dave's screen now.
Thanks, Jill. Jill and I are backstage together, so we can talk in real time to collaborate on what we want our scenes to look like. Jill, I'm thinking for our first scene, we have you discussing the latest marketing slides. Could you share your screen with those slides?
Yeah, sure.
If we look down at Jill's video backstage, I can see this green icon. This means that she's sharing her screen. I can click that to toggle between her and her screen share. To create my scene, I'll first select a layout in my production design panel. The layout I select here will be reflected in the preview window. Next, I'll drag Jill to where I want her to go. I just click and drag. Next, I'll toggle to her screen share and drag that to where I want it to go.
Hey Dave, I think it would also be great if your audio was in the background during the slide presentation. This way, you'd be able to chime in with questions if the audience had any.
Good idea. I can select to add my audio only by going here on my video and selecting Add Audio. Now I'm added as audio only. You can see everyone who's a speaker in the scene at the top here. And if I hover over the icons, I can see their names.
This is looking so great, Dave. Do you think we could have a layout where the screen share is larger and I'm a bit smaller? This way the audience can focus more on the content.
Sure thing. If I want to change my layout, I can do that without having to re-drag everyone again back up to the preview window. I can just select my new layout and the people will stay assigned to their designated slots. Next, let's turn on banners so people know who we are, and adjust the style and color. When you're happy with the scene in the preview window, select the Send Onstage button, which is this one here. This takes what's in our preview window and pushes it all on stage. A few things change on Jill's screen once I sent her on stage. Her onstage window got larger, her message banner changed, her backstage area closed and muted. These changes are designed to minimize distractions and help prepare Jill to speak to her audience. Remember, although we are on stage, our audience cannot see or hear the stream yet, since I as a producer has not selected broadcast. But before I click broadcast, I'm going to set up my next scene here in my preview window. As a producer, I'm always thinking about my next scene, so this preview window comes in handy for that. The next scene will be just a 2-up of both me and Jill. Ready to broadcast, Jill?
Yep, let's do it.
Finally, when I'm ready to broadcast to our audience, I'll click Broadcast. Looking at Jill's screen again, you'll notice her banner changed, indicating she's broadcasting. Then, all that's left for her to do is present. Back on my producer screen, like other Vbrick webcasts, you'll have engagement tools such as Q&A and polls here to your right. You can also embed third-party engagement tools like Slido or Pigeonhole. When you're done, select End Event. Once you click End Event, you'll have access to a recording of your event that can be transcribed and edited within the Rev platform. This was just an introduction to Producer to give you a taste of its powerful features. There's so much more to explore in this tool, but I hope you now have a basic understanding of how to use it. Check out the other tutorials in our customer portal that take a deep dive into specific capabilities. Thanks for watching.